about to start.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of No Conduct Radio. Tonight we're actually joined by everybody on time. Oh my God. I'm so proud of you all. We're going to be talking, we're going to be talking about black people who don't follow through, or in the majority of black people don't follow through, and this is why we're always boycotting and nothing happens. We're also going to talk about women who primarily would actually do a one-night stand with the hot guy, but would marry the quote-unquote dad bod guy. That was actually a study. We're going to play a clip from YouTuber Derek Jackson about his idea about child support, which comes from a question that I posted to our Facebook relationship group. So if you go to Facebook and search Relationship Health Question and Answers, that's our relationship group. So the question I posted there was, should courts make baby mothers show receipts for what they do with their child support payments? So we're going to talk about that question and also play a clip from YouTuber Derek Jackson. And we also have music by K. Charles. So basically, let's get started. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Great. Wonderful day for me.
BJ, you got stuck in traffic? Because you're usually, like, way early.
No, yeah, I was just walking out. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is.
I thought that was directed to me, BJ.
What was that?
Wait, I thought that was directed to me because I'm always fashionably late. BJ, you're on time most of the time. I'm not. I thought she was saying, like, sorry, you're actually here early on time. But go ahead, BJ. How was your day?
My day was great. Good. Yeah. A lot of meetings. It was good.
Anything special this week? Anything exciting?
Always exciting. Yeah.
Don't you know BJ leads an exciting life?
Well, he's not the only one, but I've definitely got to get his take on what exciting is because he is in the city that I wish I never left. Well, you're not in New York, but you're near there. Oh, you guys, let me ask you something. Yeah, New York. What? No, I'm saying you're near New York. Well, can I say this? Speaking of Philly, I want to ask you guys something. Kai, I just shared this with Kai briefly. I think with you, BJ, too, but I just vegged out for the last couple of hours having potato chips, sunflower seeds, wine, and watching, like, streaming some of the black comics, right?
I want to know. How does potato chips, sunflower
seeds
make you want to have wine? I don't understand.
Wow.
All right, you know what? That's a good question, but I think it's a classy way of just vegging out. That's the only way I can look at it.
It's a classy way of being an alcoholic. That's what it is. Good.
No, it's not. No, it's not a sophisticated way to eat sunflower seeds.
Yeah, sophisticated way of alcoholism.
Wow.
Well, no, because I had other options. I mean, I'm at home, so I just chose something very, very classy.
And only the alcoholic would not choose the other options. But anyway, continue with your excuses.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the thing. I wanted to ask you guys out there that are in Philly, has any of you watched? I don't think Logic's on just yet, is he?
Yeah, he's there.
Hi, Logic. Okay, so let me hear the old man gruff. The bear come out the cave. There's a comic. His name is Aries Spears, and I've never heard of him, but I really enjoyed his show. He was in Philly.
It's not Eric, it's Aaron Spears.
No, I said Aries. I'm an Aries as in Abe because I'm the first beginning of the astrological system.
Okay. All right.
I was born in April. Aries.
What's the question? Okay, go ahead.
Aries.
Continue. We don't want to hear more about you. Continue. Good God.
Yes, we do. Aries are first. They're before Scorpios. They're before Libras. They're before Aquarius. They're before Pisces. Everything. We begin. We're the leader.
What are you saying? What you
I was
say?
just asking you guys, have you heard? I just said, have you guys ever heard of Aries Spears? And Logic was like, no, it's Aries, not Eric. So I never heard of him.
That wasn't Logic. That wasn't Logic.
Oh, that was DJ. How do you not know DJ's voice?
My bad.
He just automatically wants to jump on Logic. Logic was already
I don't know
telling me
why. I just thought that was his voice. I mean, you'd think I would know the difference. Sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes you might sound like Logic to me. I have no idea why. But because I'm the only one that's in Nevada, and you guys are out of Philly, I just thought maybe you were familiar with him because that's where he was when he did this particular show that I watched streaming, and it was really good. I was very. It's a black comic, very, very, very. But okay. Here's my other point. There's a point to this. Now he says, in part of his skit, he says he was going through a divorce. Okay, that's really sad. But he was ordered to pay his baby mama $30,000 a month. How do you make $30,000 a month? He says something to the effect that, oh my God, it's another famous person that had to pay for 2 children, but that made I believe there's a lot more popular than he is. Oh God, I wish I could remember who it was. They had to pay basically $60,000 a month, but he has to pay $30,000 a month. I mean, that's a lot. When does child support become unnecessary as far as the amount goes? Like, how do you decide what's enough according to a lifestyle? $30,000 for one child, and you're a comic, and I've never heard of you. It's not like you're D.L. Hughley or Cat Williams or Kevin Hart. Like, who are you? But I was very impressed with with the show. I really enjoyed it.
It's just how you she's with that girl, whatever. How he lived with her, how he had a living. That's how it is. If you live like a lavish life, she want that same lavish life. So. And that's how the judge.
No, they don't base it on. You don't have to even live with them if you have money.
It's about the income, right? They
base it on how much money you have, and then they just start coming up with numbers. So she could be a bum that you didn't really mess with like that. You know what I mean? But obviously, you got her pregnant. And
isn't it off the income, Logic? Mhm.
Yeah, it's about how much money you have.
Right.
And they don't require her to come up with anything. So it's really look at how much money the man is making, or whoever's being taken to court for child support. They just look at how much that person is making. And they just have whatever percentages. Each state is different. They have whatever percentage they come up with. So for a whole lifestyle that she would have never, you know what I mean? Like, that money's not going to the baby. It's her car and her apartment and her all that stuff. It's ridiculous.
Well,
I don't know how cream of wheat and eggs end up costing $15,000 a month.
Well, that's one of the things we're going to talk about, and I don't know how you're going to feel once you hear this Derek Jackson clip. I have a feeling Logic is going to basically tear him a new one, personally. But we're going to talk about that a little later. And I agree. Like, I don't understand why you would think that you need to pay somebody $60,000 a month for one child. You know what I'm saying? And she's not even doing, like, she's not the one working for it. But we'll talk about that later. Anyways. So the first thing I want to talk about, like I said, is the statement that I made, the generalization of a statement that I made that black people don't follow through. Obviously, I know it's not all black people, because for some reason I have to put that disclaimer out there because people nowadays are sensitive as frick. It's annoying. But anyways, I was on Facebook, I think this was the day before yesterday, and I'm a nerd, so I'm in this nerd group. And in the group, I can't remember. Oh, somebody posted that, Wonder Woman was the best superhero movie of 2017 or whatever. That's what Rotten Tomatoes said. They said they didn't agree, and a bunch of other people were saying they didn't agree. And so I posted that I don't know because, as all my listeners know, I boycotted Wonder Woman. So I said I'm doing a one-woman boycott over here. I had the opportunity to get it for free, and it just turned my stomach. I still didn't get it. Now, I love Wonder Woman. I just don't like Gal Gadot. So they were wondering why I was boycotting it. So I said, Gal Gadot.
I totally agree with that.
Gal Gadot agrees with the extermination of a race, of a people, Palestinians. She agrees with that and aided in that, and that she's proud of it also, and also that she's just a horrible actress. I just don't like her. So somebody then proceeded to get a picture from my Facebook page talking about if I looked like this, or this is why you're boycotting because you look like this. But it wasn't even a picture of me. It was a picture of somebody else on my Facebook. So I was like, that's not even me. And so they took a screenshot of the page of the other person's page and was like, yeah, that's not you. And I was like, are you paying attention to the names here? It's two different names. So we had a whole, conversation about, well, I stopped talking to him because I don't argue with people. But we had a whole conversation with other people about, Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, blah, blah, blah. So when this initial guy who was sitting there trying to say I'm boycotting because I'm ugly or whatever when it wasn't even my picture, he came back on like after maybe 30 minutes and he was like, we shouldn't judge actors based on their political affiliations or their political views. They're just actors. And what we do is we go to movies to basically forget the real world. So that's what we go to movies for. And everybody went under him. Like, I was going to post back, and I was going to be like, well, I'm glad, we weren't waiting for you to get civil rights because I guess all the racist white people had to do was post a really good movie, and you'd be like, oh, well, I'm forgetting, the world now. So I was about to post that, but then a bunch of other people posted under him saying, yeah, we shouldn't base them on their political views, which I'm not saying we should base them on their political views at all because if you're a Republican, I'm still going to watch your shows. What I'm saying is, if they are inhumane, if they're killing innocent women, children, old people, men, removing people from their home, if they agree with that, that's a humane, policy, a humane thought. It's not political. So you're just like, oh, screw it. If they want to kill everybody in that country, we shouldn't judge them. We just go to the movies to look at movies and we don't think about anything else. And it was, and I say black people because it was a black group, and every single person after he said that agreed with him. I was the only one who saw the flaw in that. So that made me realize this is why whenever anything happens to us, and we start boycotting and stuff, I guess the next Avengers movie comes out and they forgot that Trayvon Martin was shot. Man, Avengers, let's go see this and forget about the world. So it just made me realize that it's so easy to turn that switch off in a lot of black people's heads, and this is why nothing gets done. Because I got to tell you, if Gal Gadot was, I don't know, just a white person, just a regular white person, I guess Christian or whatever, and she came out and said, yeah, I support the Nazi views. Absolutely, I support Nazis. Got to tell you, Jews ain't watching Wonder Woman. They would have gone under with that Wonder Woman show, and Gal Gadot would have been out of a job. So, it just made me sad. I don't even want to say it made me sad. It made me sick to my stomach that it's just that easy to just pull the cover over like black people's faces, or what do they say? Pull the wool over your eyes or something like that. It's just that easy. Just put out a movie. We shouldn't be judging them. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you kidding me? So I want to hear, now after my rant, I want to hear what y'all have to say. Nobody has anything?
I didn't want to cut anybody off. Anybody else is going.
Logic, go, because everybody's just going to sit there breathing.
No, it just sounds like you're venting. I'm just letting you vent. Just get off your chest.
Shut up, because I actually said I'm done. Good God.
Was that our cue?
Oh.
Go ahead, Logic.
Well, I totally agree with you. It's deplorable how easily I got into a big argument with my cousin one time because I said the last thing that black people accomplished was the boycotts of the bus company in Birmingham. That was it. Ever since then, there's been nothing. There's been a few things that, they've made noise about, but actually done something. And this kind of goes hand in hand with your statement, I think it was last week, where you was like, there are no movements anymore, because you have to actually do something and get something done. And I think black people are just in the habit of complaining about stuff now and wanting someone else to do something about it. But they're not willing to do it themselves, i.e., again, the whole Birmingham bus thing was about the fact that the bus company and the state said, oh, black people need to. The black people said no, it was ridiculous. And they, boycotted and did whatever they had to do. And the bus company lost so much money that they said that they didn't care about the law anymore, that black people can sit wherever they want. That was the only time. You know what I mean? And that was it. Since then, it's been nothing. A couple of years ago, I was horrified to find out that Dog the Bounty Hunter got his show back and has been on TV.
God.
You know what I mean? And then recently, this past year in 2016, that fat Southern woman from the South that had a slave-themed party, she has her.
I forgot her name.
Yeah, she's back on TV now.
Her show's back. Paula Deen's show's back.
I don't know. Wait a minute. Let me finish. She hasn't gotten to her show yet, but she's been on TV cooking, and people have been clapping for her like something wrong happened to her, so they were clapping that she's back. And so it's like black people are not paying attention to this because why? More than likely they're distracted because Kanye West did something, and they're just not focused. Not focused at all. You know what I mean? Now,
and
going back with
before you continue, and just hold that thought. You know what they're 100% saying? I'm not making this up. They're telling them, which they told Dog, they're telling Paula, just lay low. It'll blow over. They already know. Yeah. Black people ain't going to do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the truth. They don't follow through with anything. And, again, there is a rage about something, just like this Kaepernick thing, taking a knee. Now it's become this big thing about, who's going to take the knee next at the next NFL game, and blah, blah, blah. But why did Kaepernick take a knee?
Right.
What was the whole reason he did it in the first place? People forgot. Now that it's something about the troops and respecting the flag. It had nothing to do with the truth. It had nothing to do with patriotism. It was about he did it because he didn't like the fact that cops were killing young black men at an egregious level that were unarmed. That was his whole point. People have forgotten this. Who's talking about the cops? Is anybody talking about the cops? Has that movement, quote unquote, gotten to the point where now Congress is meeting and talking about we need to start holding our police officers accountable for their actions? No, there's no discussion on that because there's no follow through from the black community. There is no pressure. There is no threat when it comes to the vote. There is no threat when it comes to the money. So black people are no threat at all. We just have to hear them yammer for a while, and then we can get back to business as usual. And like I said, as Kai said, if Gal Gadot said something against America, she would have no career.
Yeah.
If she said something against the Jewish establishment, she would have no career.
Yeah.
If she was to disrespect China, in their opinion, like Richard Gere did many, many, many years ago, that's the reason he's not been in movies since. China still hasn't let that go. And that's why he's not in movies, because these studios don't want to put him in a movie because they know China doesn't like him. And that's a big market for them. You know what I mean? So everybody follows through on something that offends them. Black people, give it a couple of months. Wait till a new Jay-Z album drops, and it'll be over.
Yeah.
Yep. That's basically the gist of it. So that was my very disheartening conversation the other day. I was very annoyed and disturbed by it. And I wish we as a people would be better, but, I can say that all I want. Doesn't mean anything's going to happen. Because I'm pretty sure people say that all the time. I wish we were as a people, blah, blah, blah. And all you have to do is wait for the next Jordans to come out. And we've already forgotten.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Hey, can I just say, can I just kind of touch upon what Logic was talking about? Logic, Richard Gere hasn't been as popular for a while, but he's done 3 films the last 2 or 3. Well, actually 3 films the last 2 years in a row. So I just wanted to let you know that.
Okay,
Hollywood
wait.
Hollywood hasn't completely blackballed him. Not completely.
Hold on. Have they been blockbuster releases?
No, I just said he may not be as popular as he was, but they were the movies. A blockbuster means it's a film that's at the movies that grosses a certain amount.
Listen, I said blockbuster release, meaning it's a film that is released coast to coast in every theater, and that's some major studios behind it. They're not doing that because they're not putting that kind of money behind them. No actor, as long as you have not been accused of rape or child molestation in some way, you're going to find work. You're going to get some stupid, independent movie somewhere. I mean, Steven Seagal is still doing movies. Who's watching that? Nobody, but he's still working. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
well, I agree, but in 2015, there was a newspaper called The Watch, or some kind of a film entertainment industry news segment. It said that Richard Gere is at the top of his game because they were talking about the last 3 films that he's done. Now I don't know if these were at the movies. I don't know. I didn't actually see them. I as a matter of fact, I was a Richard Gere fan, but I wasn't even aware of it until just recently. So I don't know. One was 2017. That was this year. So probably it wasn't at the movies. It's called The Dinner.
Let me ask you this. When is the last time you heard a newspaper say that Robert De Niro?
I don't know. It's been a while. You're
exactly.
right.
When somebody is doing well, you don't need a newspaper to do a piece on how they're doing well and they're at the top. You know it already. So what you read is what they call a puff piece. It's meant to try to drum up interest in a specific person or whatever because they're slumping. That's what they do all the time. You know what I mean? You're more than likely probably soon see one about, I don't know, Halle Berry or somebody who hasn't been working because they're trying to drum up some business and get people interested in this person again. Richard Gere is done. He knows he's done. And it was all because of what he said about China and Tibet. That was the whole thing. And China, they're
what did he say?
Almost child. Well, he was just pointing out how China is constantly, I don't want to say destroying, but let's just say they treat Tibet as if they are nothing, like they just go in there and trash the joint. Tibetan people get out of line. They won't hesitate to, kill them if there's protests and everything.
And that was horrible to say?
Well, yes, if you're looking at it as from an executive point of view of China is the second biggest market in the world for movies. So if Disney is putting $150 million into a movie, and they can possibly make over $1 billion worldwide when it comes to the China market, are you going to put a person in that China is going to ban? Because China will not hesitate to ban a movie because it makes China look bad in some way. They just won't watch it. So you'll lose $300-400 million because you did something that China didn't like. So they kind of know what China's looking for, and Richard Gere is someone they hate. They don't like him. So are you going to put him in a movie, or are you going to maximize your possible profits? Yeah. So that's what it is. I'm not agreeing with it. I think it's, I think China's bugging, but that's what it is. China just doesn't play that, and it's the same thing with Jewish people. If there was some actor that said he agreed with Hitler, and I think that the Jewish people population in Europe needed to be tailored back because Jewish people were a blight upon the European, but something crazy, like what a lot of those Israelis say about the Palestinians. I don't want to say Israelis, but what a lot of those Zionists say about Palestinians. Israelis and Jewish people abroad would not have any parts of that person that said that statement. It doesn't matter what that person then says. It doesn't matter if they do like Dog the Bounty Hunter and say, "Oh, I really regret my remarks and I want to be buried with Jewish people." What? I'm still not watching your movie. You know, it wouldn't be that simple. So.
Yeah.
That's why Richard.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. But not us. We just roll over, take it, and everybody knows it. That's the bad part about it. One of our listeners said, "I agree. I was just telling my husband the other day that we get easily distracted," and they put "we" in quotes. We get easily distracted, and that's true. Like I said, everybody knows it, and for some reason we're the only ones who can't see it, but everybody else knows it, which is sad. And we should be the ones that's like 100% aware of it with everything that's happened to us. You know what I'm saying? We should be on top of everything, I think.
Well,
anyway.
I mean, you're thinking that because of the way that you're looking at things now. But if you really go back and look at what's happened to us historically, the Birmingham thing happened in the 60s, or was it the late 50s? Late 50s, right?
I think it was the 50s.
Okay. Right after that, that's when the whole Panther Party and everything started. Black is beautiful, all that kind of stuff. You know, Kathleen Cleaver. Then, like 5 or 10 years after that, that's when feminism started. So, now I'm not coming at black women. I'm just saying what happened. Up until that point, the black family unit was intact, and the black man and the black woman were together, and there was no question. Feminism started. Somehow, European white women were able to come to this country, try to start their feminism thing here, and then convince the black woman that the black man is her oppressor. And she left his side and went with feminism, which was odd to me. I don't understand how that happened, but then that's what happened. So from that point on, black women just start looking at feminism like, yeah. Now I understand wanting the ability to vote, all this other stuff like that, but somewhere that 60s feminism movement, it was gone. It was a wrap after that. So I don't know. They've been going in every other direction from that point on. Been going crazy. Not focusing on anything.
But that's only but you're only pointing out like black women though. Like what happened to black men?
Well, King was killed, Malcolm X was killed, and the other leaders that we have are not here to lead us anywhere. They're here to get money. So that's where all black progression stopped. Now, again, it's not their duty to lead anything. You know, black people in general should know we deserve this kind of, rights. We deserve this kind of treatment. We deserve blah, blah, blah. So you should no longer need a black leader. That's what I always say when somebody say, oh, so-and-so is the next black leader. We don't need one. You know what you need to do. Just organize, get with like-minded people, and do what you need to do. We don't need a guy because more than likely the guy is going to be corrupt like Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton or anyone. They're all going to be corrupt. Even this prince of ours, Barack Obama, was corrupt. He didn't care about black people. So when you have all of your hopes in some figure, they can be corrupted or they can be killed. So you need to just organize as a people and do what you need to do. However, as I told you a couple of weeks ago, that's not going to happen. Just like the black community is not going to ever turn around and be successful as a family unit and all of these things, because it takes too much and they don't want to do that work. Why would they want to when you can just sit around and complain? Hashtag me too, or hashtag that ain't right.
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. You just throw a hashtag up on your cell phone and keep it moving. You know? Why as a black man would I want to strive to be the best version of myself? Why would I want to hold off and look for that good woman that's looking for that good man because she's thinking about what kind of father and husband he's going to be, and she's waiting for the proper one? Whereas we can do what the black community does now, which is you don't need no man to raise no kid, and they just go off and have kids with anybody, and then they put that pressure on some nice guy they may stumble across and say, well, if he was a real man, he'd want to help you and stand up and, take the mantle and, love your family like it was his own. Retarded. That doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? And again, me as a black man, now I don't have to be choosy on who I have a baby with, because now black women are accepting black men that have 4 and 5 baby moms. All I have to do is tell her, well, I'm out here struggling and I take care of all my kids, and that's going to be good enough for her. That's all she needs to hear before she starts rolling them panties down on the second date. Yeah. Distract.
We're laughing, but it's true.
Okay, can I just segue here about black relationships? Does anybody care? Thank you. Does anybody care what's happening with Tyrese, the actress, model, singer Tyrese? With this whole breaking down on social media about his child and the child support and apparently the child abuse accusations. When I don't know how many black mamas didn't whip you until you couldn't sit down. I mean, yeah, we do care. If we didn't care, there wouldn't be 1.5 million people that have actually opened the video. They've clicked on the video. It has been streaming for exactly 9 days. And Jada Pinkett and Will Smith apparently gave him $5 million to shut up. And because he babbled about it, they pretended they didn't give him the money. We do care.
I'd rather watch
So my question is, who has heard about this? What does it mean to you? If you that goes back to the child support thing I talked about before.
We're not taking calls on that.
$13,000 a month. What more do you want from me?
$30,000 a month. I heard about it.
Dude, if you're giving me $30,000 a month, that's all I need from you. I don't need nothing.
13. No. The comedy woman is filling with 30. He's 13,000. He's like, what more do you want from me?
I don't need anything else from you.
No, but he went bankrupt, though. He doesn't have any money. He can pay that. He doesn't have a choice.
Whose fault is that?
Who went bankrupt? Hold up.
Okay,
who went bankrupt?
Tyrese
went
bankrupt, which I don't think he did.
Tyrese ain't bankrupt.
Tyrese has, this is what
I really don't care. We have somebody who actually paid our bills to play their songs. So I don't really care about Tyrese. He's just running around making stupid mistakes and having
he's okay.
He's surrounded by yes men, so that's why nobody can keep him in check, and he's running around telling all his business on freaking Facebook, and that's
he'll be all right.
But how do you explain having a house in Dubai, a brand new house in Atlanta, a Starbucks, a Benihana's, a Starbucks, and a Pizza Hut a pizza on your grounds of your home, and you're broke?
We don't really care about that on this show. No Context is not about Tyrese, and we don't care. How about you do that on your Entertainment Weekly spinoff show? I'm calling it Entertainment Weekly, by the way. But how about you do it on your weekly entertainment show, the spinoff that we're about to start? That'll be your first topic, and you could just talk and talk about that.
Actually, it won't even be popular. It won't be trending then. I mean, who cares? Even in a week.
Maybe you need to hurry up and do it while it's still trending. Don't you think so? Anyways, on to our sponsor. We're going to play a song by K. Charles with F-Way Entertainment. The song is called Product of His Takes, not Mistakes, Product of His Takes. And so we're going to go ahead and play this by K. Charles. Hope you like it.
Absolutely.
I'll be up in the morning light, always searching for a different vibe. I don't care what was up behind. The city lights, started thinking twice. I switch cars like I change clothes. I stay high when the money low. Don't breathe like 'em, don't fiend like 'em. Chill, mom, got an ill will. Tarantino type of money when I kill Bill. She held me down when a nigga had a no care. Took her heart down on that old thrill. And she still getting cold chills. Can't talk Coachella cause she won't hear. Block me out whenever a nigga get near. Yeah, I won't love, cause baby it's easy when it's just us. Niggas might leave when shit gets tough, but niggas like me have been through yours. And I won't buzz, baby it's easy when it's just us. Niggas might leave when shit gets tough, but niggas like me have been through yours. Paralyzed, parasite on the moon. Gotta change my saying, cause a nigga heal soon. Head on straight, confident. Rolling in the game, he same confident. Born on the field, all Eagles. We don't wanna talk, I hear police. I'm running down lanes, I'm feeling the vice. You brought down in the city when it's about to chase you. Cause I won't love, cause baby it's easy when it's just us. Niggas might leave when shit gets tough, but niggas like me have been through young. And I won't buzz, baby it's easy when it's just us. Niggas might leave when shit gets tough, but niggas like me have been through young.
And we're back. That was product of His Stakes by K. Charles. You could find out more about K. Charles on our website, www.noconduct.com/musicians. Or just go to www.noconduct.com, click on news. Right under that, you'll find musicians, and you can find all our past musicians who have been on this show. So let me go into the initial question about this child support that I wanted to ask. So the question that is on our Facebook page, and if you have a comment on this, you could also call us at 607-203-5378. That's 607-203-5378. And as usual, if you are too shy, which most of our listeners are, which is fine, just as long as you listen, you could always text in your comment at 484-840-3627. So on our Facebook Relationship Health Question and Answers, I posted a question. Should the court make baby mothers, and I say anybody, but it's primarily baby mothers because that's who gets the kids, but should the courts make baby mothers show receipts for what they do with child support payments? What do y'all think?
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
I already know Logic says yes. I don't even have to ask him.
Yeah, I think so.
And I completely agree. However, YouTuber Derek Jax does not agree. He has a different idea. He has a different idea of what I guess what should be done with those. Well, not done, but basically it's like the recipient's business. You know what I'm saying? It's nobody else's business but theirs. So
he must don't pay child support.
He must have full custody or something.
He don't pay child support. Either one.
Right. No. Right. Okay. Yeah.
I don't think he has any children. Basically, from what he was saying. It didn't sound like he had any children.
Yeah.
I would think not. Anyone who would not support that, hello.
Yeah, he just wanted to be heard.
You know, I had a clip from his YouTube, and I'm looking for it, and of course, good old Blog Talk Radio. Anyways, while I'm looking for this clip that should already be here, Logic, why are you so quiet on this topic?
I mean, what is it? It's crazy. We've already discussed how crazy it is. Yeah, these broads, they demand X amount of money, and the courts don't require them to even meet. Like, my thing is, if a court is saying that a child takes $16,000 a month to take care of this kid, if that's what she's claiming, well, where's your $8,000? You know what I mean? Like, it should be
that's half.
Okay.
Yeah. Where's the other half?
Yeah, like it should be that you got to come up with half, and it shouldn't be money coming to you. It should be an account that the state is controlling. So if the money comes out, like she takes 1,000 out, and then they notice she used that money to then get her hair done or something. Nothing in her living expenses took that kind of money. Then it should be questioned, and she should be audited, or whoever has primary care of the child. You know, if it's the other way around, the dude's a bum and he's messing with a girl that has dough, he should have to, you know, show exactly what he's spending the money on. Unless the child is like close to dying and has every disease known to man, like it shouldn't take over $5,000. Like, what are you spending this money on? Because you can't. But I also think it's just as retarded when you've been married to some woman and she decides she wants to get out of there, and she says, I've gotten used to a certain lifestyle, and you have to pay for that lifestyle for the rest of your life, you know, regardless. And if I want you or you whatever, or you were still in love with me and I just decided to leave you for my spin class instructor, like you have to give me a mansion and an expense account and, you know, a vacation home because this is what I've gotten used to. What?
Oh, yeah. That's just like my ex, she's like, she was talking to me last week about, I see your company is doing pretty well, even though you was with me when you were starting it. I know I can go back and get more. I said, what? I said, you can try to go back and get more. You ain't going to get more. I said, one thing, you got to prove that I got that cash in the United States. And she's like, well, we can find out. I said, whatever. I said, you're wasting time. I said, you get your lawyers.
I thought y'all get along now.
We do get along, but when she sees, it's just like she's like crazy to me. When she sees stuff, she always, she trolls my Facebook, trolls my Instagram, trolls my Twitter, my LinkedIn, anything. She trolls that. So she just like, enough is not enough for her. But I told her my daughter's 13. When she get 18, it's a wrap. She's like, that's what she know, because it's coming close to that. My other daughter just turned 8. She's 18 already, so that's done. Right now, she's dealing with her trust fund thing. A little, But she is. She's crazy. She's money hungry. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I said, you could have stayed with me. You don't have to cheat on me. You could have had all this. Yeah. You could have had all this. You could have had all this, but no.
Let me play this clip real quick. So this is by
okay.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. It's flashback. Go ahead, play it. Damn.
All right. So this is from Derek Jackson, a YouTuber. He looks like he's a very popular YouTuber. You could actually go to our website, noconduct.com, and you'll see it on our homepage. You'll say child support should be the recipient's business. So you could actually find this clip on our page also. So let me go ahead and play this clip. So I want to hear Logic's take on this.
So get this, y'all. I saw this meme a while back, and I thought it was a joke. Just like all the other crazy shit I see, I scroll right past it. But it just resurfaced, and apparently people really feel like this. I think it said child support should come on a card that can only buy baby stuff, not crab legs, trips to Miami, and fake hair. And I'm just like, really, nigga? Maybe now y'all can see why I just knew it had to be sarcasm, made by some 14-year-old aspiring comedian. But no, now I think it was made by a salty-ass deadbeat who's mad his child's mom has a life. Like, look, bro, It don't matter what your child's mom is doing with her money outside of taking care of the child. Long as your child is taken care of, your obligation is still to do your part. Yeah, but she shouldn't be using my money to do it, but she's not. She's using her discretionary income that most single mothers would have left over if they weren't carrying the financial burden of two parents. See, apparently a lot of y'all feel like a mother is supposed to use up every dime of her money first, and only after that will you pitch in for y'all child. Like, what the f***? Maybe if you was less worried about child support and more worried about actually supporting your child, you'd realize a lot of the shit your baby mom does ain't covered by them payments that you make every month. Them monthly payments don't cover waking up in the middle of the night to change a diaper or breastfeed or warm up a bottle. And it don't cover finding a replacement babysitter when the main one call out so she can still make it to work. Damn sure don't cover when the baby gets sick and she got to take a week off of work just to give him round-the-clock care. But if you want a child support card for baby stuff, put all that shit on there. See how much money you got left then. Oh, and don't forget, anytime there's an unexpected rent increase for the roof that's over your child's head, or the baby got a field trip coming up, that comes out of the mother's pocket. Yet you stressed about some crab legs and trips? And I don't give a fuck if she take a trip to Mars every month. If all you do is pay child support, it still don't match what she got to sacrifice and make herself available for day in and day out to take care of that baby. Since we're keeping it all the way a stack, a lot of these same dudes are taking the money they could be using to give their child more than just what they need, and they spend it on a new girl every other week, then complain about child support cramping their style. What about the girl that just sit at home all day and don't do nothing, don't even take care of the child? Well, she don't need a child support card, hell, she don't even need custody. But I'm going to tell y'all what y'all tell a lot of these women. Choose better. Like, I'm aware that those types exist, but 90% of the time, single mothers are women who are holding shit down for both themselves and the father outside of the financial aspect. And the same thing applies to single fathers. If you're doing your thing and carrying your weight and then some, the last thing anybody has a right to do is complain about you going out to eat and taking a trip. Give me a break.
So that's Derek Jackson, and Jackson is actually spelled Jackson. So go to his YouTube page, and you can find out. He actually has a lot of like really good videos. So if you go to his page, DERRICK Jackson, JAXN, to find out more about what he has to say. So basically, I have so much to say on this. This video is not even. So he's saying that the guy basically needs to shut up because whatever he's paying her outside of whatever she's doing for the kid, he should be responsible for getting up at night, warming up, feeding the bottles, all of this stuff.
What?
That's, first of all, if y'all aren't parents together, then that's absolutely the woman's fault for choosing the wrong guy. You chose the wrong guy to have a kid with. So I don't think he's financially responsible for you having to get up at night and warm up a bottle. You wanted a kid. You have a kid. He's financially responsible for his half of clothes, school. I agree with that. The kid's food, stuff like that. Insurance. If the kid is sick, then that's both of y'all's problems. You're responsible for that. But no, if she wants to take a trip to Tahiti every week, he's not responsible for that. As far as him, and if you want to go back to what he's saying, him spending money on you women and, he's cramping his style, giving the child support, then you should also look at it from that like the opposite point of view. So he's spending his money. He's mad at how he's spending his money, but he can't be mad at how she's spending his money if it has nothing to do with the child. How does that make sense? If suppose she's spending his money on different dudes every week, then what? He's just supposed to shut up because she has the kid?
Yeah. Yeah, see? Can't be vice versa. All right, exactly. Yeah.
So,
but my gripe, I mean, cut you off. My gripe is about the child support thing. You get one set price, whatever. If you leave court, you get that one payment, whatever you need, that amount for that month, each month. So when the woman sees that you going better and better, whatever, it doesn't matter. You'll go back and change it, the price. That's all. That's what gets me. Why you see what you're getting, then you see the other person getting more, you want more. That's the only thing that gets me about that crap. Which is, it is what it is. But it just
and
doesn't
make sense. Some women try and get children just for the child support check.
Oh yeah, just for the child.
Not that they wanted a child, but just for the child support check.
Exactly. A lot of women.
Obviously, I think it's also the guy's fault. It's both of them their fault. But he'll take precautions, all this stuff. But what? She'll poke a hole in the condom or something like that. Some women just primarily do this just for the child support check.
It's like a job. Yeah, it is. And it's
exactly. Look at those women out in Hollywood. They stayed pretty with their hair done and their nails done just to land a baller to get that child support check.
Yep.
And then if they're getting $60,000 a month, what do you need $60,000 a month for a kid? You don't see her working. You're a full-time mother. Okay, well, the child was in school for 6 hours. What were you doing? You're out having lunch? How does that have to do with raising a kid? So I'm paying you $60,000 for you to be okay. And then I'm not supposed to wonder what you're doing with my money, too.
Yeah, they want just for child support, right. That's why, the NBA All-Star game, the most attended NBA number of women, mostly more women than men at the NBA All-Star games.
Wasn't there
that
whole weekend? Constantly
Why is that?
Is it Kaepernick around? No, not Kaepernick. What's his name? The basketball. No. The basketball player with the light eyes. What's his name?
Lonzo. What was his name? I just saw him today. Didn't he get in trouble? Not Lonzo. With the green eyes, he's really
he has green eyes. He's very, very faithful to his wife.
Right. Oh, my God, I just saw him earlier.
Oh, Steph Curry, right?
Steph Curry, yeah. There's a woman that follows him to every single one of his games trying to get his attention.
Exactly.
But he's not a weak dude. He really respects his wife. So that's the only reason she's not pregnant now. But you're telling me that women like that, I'm not supposed to ask for the receipt to see what you're doing with my money?
Exactly.
Look, I'm a woman with a child, and child support payment goes to the child. I understand you fall into financial hardships, blah 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 blah. Then I guess you could use that for the rent because that also goes into having a child. However, you don't primarily lean on the child support payments for your welfare. It's called child. It goes into whatever you need for the child, not for you looking good, because your child could survive even if you're ugly. If your hair's not done and your nails are cracked up, the child will still survive. But a lot of these women use their child support payment for, going on trips, for getting their wigs or whatever. And even white people getting hair extensions. Don't think I'm leaving y'all out. They go above and beyond and buy steaks for dinner. Like every week they have steaks, stuff like that. And I'm not supposed to ask you what you're doing with my money.
Okay, but Kai, it's one thing to have to show receipts for every purchase, but let's say the astronomical amounts that are given out for husbands that had a way above average income or were considered quote-unquote wealthy or established. How do you prove that you spent $10,000 or even $15,000 or more on a child? Who does that? No, but you're not going to have receipts to prove. Pampers don't cost that much. Even the child's education is not going to cost that much per month. There's no way it's going to be your fact of
how much money they're getting. So if they're only getting $300 a month, they shouldn't be responsible for. They shouldn't be held accountable for what they're spending that on.
No, I wasn't saying that. I'm saying that people that are paying men or women that are paying child support, it comes in all different numbers because of the lifestyle or because of the income. Well, it's the income. Okay, that particular significant other makes the partner that doesn't have a child that has to pay the child support. So what I'm saying is it's easy to prove $300 a month, but that still is a chunk out of a pocket of a lot of people because sometimes they have more than one child anyway. But what I'm saying is how do you prove past a certain natural amount? But I'm saying naturally, how much can one spend? How much can one spend on even one child? After some point.
I agree, and let me get to this listener's comment, and then I want to hear from Logic. And I agree with what this listener is saying. This listener says, well, they agree and disagree. They agree by, they disagree by once the money is in their account, it's their money. However, I do feel like the parent who pays should also be spending time with the child. And why can't they just buy what the child needs? And they also said, and you're right, some use the money for them and not the child. And I completely agree. One, like how he was saying, she's waking up at night, feet warm in the bottle. Well, it should actually be both of y'all. Even if y'all are not together, the child should be with you and then whatever day with him. So he's supposed to be doing the same exact thing as you. If you got with a bum, whose fault is that? Second, why can't they just buy what the child needs? Clothes, food, this and this, and hand it to you. Why do I have to give you money? I could just hand you exactly what the child needs. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you have to go?
That's between the couple. That's not going to happen through the court. But
that's the point. That's the point. Why does the court have to be involved in the first place?
Sometimes the court is not involved. Plenty of times they're not involved.
Very rarely.
Well, no. What happens, Logic, is if a woman accepts subsidy, or even that man, in most cases,
it's
women,
funny how
that's when the courts. The courts are going to report it.
It's common for people to get divorced and just take care of the kids.
No, it is. I didn't ask for it. I didn't go through any of this. I'm saying you're not even hearing what I'm saying. You're not even hearing what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
If a woman accepts assistance, which is considered like subsidy, if a woman accepts assistance through, and by the way, that's not even welfare, okay? If they accept assistance, let's say food, that's not welfare, but if they accept a monthly allotment, which of course is, as soon as they do that, whether they like it or not, they are forced into accepting the fact that the courts will look for that man, look for that husband, that father, and he will be prosecuted, they will insist, like he will go to court, be given an order to pay child support, whether she filed or not. She doesn't have to. As a matter of fact, the woman could act, the mother could say, oh, no, please don't. Don't send him into the courts. I don't want to do that to him. It doesn't matter. Once she puts her Social Security number down and it says, I need a handout, I need help or a head up or whatever, now he's in the system whether she likes it or not. So in many cases, that's what happens. It's not like in some cases they are working it out.
That's all they got to do. That's all a woman has to do is get the wrong Social Security number. That's all. They will never find that person.
Why would you get the wrong Social? Then you're not going to get a handout or a hand up. I'm talking about women that need help.
Well, they need help, but they don't want to go after the child support for the husband or the father.
No, they don't, but you can't separate it, BJ. You can't separate it. It's all under the
I know
same.
that, but if she can avoid it, if she just give them the wrong information and they're looking for like a needle in a haystack, never find it. You know what I'm saying? And she still get her assistance.
But BJ, how can she avoid it if she needs food or she needs a monthly allotment? The welfare.
What you just said. If she go for assistance and they ask her, you have to find your baby's daddy, whatever, go out there for child support. So give the information up. So she'll think in her head like, okay, I want the assistant, but I want the rattle my baby's daddy. So she won't give him the right information. So that's what happens. And some women do that. I know a lot of women that did that already. So it happens.
But it's too late. It's too late. It doesn't matter. Once you ask for food or a welfare, they're going to put him in the system. She doesn't have.
They'll put him in the system, but she's giving him the wrong information. They put it in the system, so it won't be the right one they're giving him, but she's still getting in the system. You know what I'm saying?
Well, then she won't get help. It's one or the other, BJ. She can't get help with food if they don't go get him for child support.
Okay. It's okay. All right.
Do you see what I'm saying, Logic?
I think. Okay.
I hear what you're saying, but that's absolutely not true, though. So.
Yes, it is true. Yes, it is true.
No, it's not. I know people who have food and assistance. I know people who have food and assistance, and it's coming from the government and not from the man.
Me too. Exactly.
Food and assistance doesn't come from the man. I just said once you put your name and number in the system for food or in assistance or welfare, that man will absolutely be brought into the system at some point. It may not happen in 3 months. It may not happen in 6 months. It will happen. She doesn't have anything.
Well, I'm really happy that you have such conviction in the system, Shar. Anyway, Logic, I haven't heard from you.
I know people that are. I've never. This is not my story. I'm just saying this is not my story. My father had his father. You guys know that his entire life has nothing to do with me personally. But I'm extremely close to enough people in the world that tell me exactly the same thing. What was that?
Nothing.
Okay, let me tell you guys this. I did go for food assistance at one point. It was a long time ago. The first thing they asked me was, oh, you don't have any children. I said, no, I don't have young children. Oh, because if you did, you have to put that, if you did, you have to report your children because if their father is not paying child support, the way they said it was he can be prosecuted if he does not pay. They literally don't give the black man a choice. Not even the black man. I'm so sorry, everybody out there. But they don't give the man a choice, period. They don't give the man a choice at all. It's really a type of a prison. It's a type of it just never ends.
If she went into the government for help.
You go to
No, it's not.
No, you're not hearing what I'm saying.
No, listen. If she went in to ask the government, now the government has to pay this food or whatever for the child that they didn't have. She went in and asked the government for help, and the father's not helping. You're telling me that, this is some type of prison now. He has no choice. He absolutely has a freaking choice. I'm talking about the child
support system. It keeps a man down. I'm not talking about the food. Obviously, that's going to be great, especially during the holidays when everybody wants a Thanksgiving turkey. I'm saying the child support system keeps a man down, period.
She disagrees with you, Sharon. She says she knows that for a fact.
She knows what for a fact.
I disagree with you, and BJ disagrees with you. So I don't know.
None of those people. I bet you anything. None of you that are disagreeing are in the system for food or for welfare. I bet you're not. I bet you don't have children that you reported, and a man that's not paying.
In the system that's doing this. Okay.
Go ahead, BJ. I'm listening. You're listening.
Go
ahead.
People that's in the system that's doing exactly what you're saying. And it's exactly what they're saying. They're not giving their information of their father to their to get their free assistance. They're not giving the right information so they can find him. So they're giving the wrong information, and they still want assistance in the program. I know a lot of people like that, but he's saying it's not possible. It's possible. It's like welfare fraud.
BJ, those are people that have worked out an arrangement with the baby's daddy. Those are like Logic said. Those are rare cases. Those are people that have worked out an arrangement where the courts are not involved, and I say kudos to them. I'm talking about on average. Most people are not that smart.
Okay.
How about we hear from Logic? Go ahead, Logic.
I don't have anything to add. It's you're pretty much hitting everything on the head. The situation is crazy. Women need to be more scrutinizing with who they have children. Men need to be more careful of who they lay with. And the system is not meant to help you. It's meant to undermine your abilities as parents. I mean, think about what you're saying. You're asking a government entity to come in and tell you how you're going to raise your child that you decided to lay down and have together. It's ridiculous. Whatever you're feeling, whatever's going on, y'all should be able to sit down and discuss how you're going to raise your kid together. If you are dealing with a man or a woman that is so immature that they can't have that conversation, you did that to yourself. So, the whole situation is stupid and avoidable, and I don't feel sorry for people like, Tyrese walking around a mansion crying. Like, you got money problems, sell the house.
I know. Yeah.
Logic. I don't mean to cut you off,
for the property.
Our resident caller just texted me, and she took a break. She's listening to us at work apparently, and she took a break to call in. So let me bring her on.
Thank you. I didn't hear her yet. Is she on the line?
6696, you're on.
Hi, everyone. How you doing?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you for calling me today.
Thank you. Just
be sure to whisper.
To comment on the whole situation real quick. I'm on a quick break. I feel like men, and I'm going to use my husband for an example. I have a stepson. He's like 24 now. And I basically been with my husband since this child was like 9 years old. And I know for a fact that, men is not automatically put on child support. The mother, she was on assistance food. They was helping her with her bills. My husband was never put on child support. They never trying to contact him. What the deal with was that is he got a lawyer, and he went to the judge, and he agreed to give her money just give her money, but he bought his his son everything that he needed. It was not like he was, demanded by the courts to pay this amount of money a month. That never happened. And I've been with him, like I said, for years. The whole time he got his son every weekend. He helped buy his son's school clothes, anything he needed. But he did give her money on the side if she needed something extra. And just like, the guys were saying, the women can be trifling because when she started to see, how much he was getting paid, and even when, we got engaged, the first thing she said was, I should have put you on child support. I should have went to the court and put you on child support.
Yeah.
So that's why I just feel like I understand everybody's situation. Far as women, like I said, it's who you dealing with. You need to know who you dealing with before you start laying down having these kids. And I'm talking about men and women, because it boils down to this. I mean, a man is sending a woman a check or vice versa. And I had a friend, and I remember the girl used to say, "Well, Mom, my dad sent me money, but I don't get it." And the mother straight out told her, are the lights on? Is food in your refrigerator? Do you have heat? That's what that money goes for.
Right.
Right. And I just feel like, to a degree, I mean, as long as the woman is not out here getting her, because I have seen plenty of women that get child support. I mean, boo-hoos the money, but their kids are looking raggedy, but they just got a magazine, a video shoot somewhere. So I just feel like the man need to take responsibility. Women too, step up, take care of your child. Because like I said, the whole time since my stepson was 10 years old, my husband has never been through the courts to pay child support. He took care of his child outside of that. So that just depends on who you are. So, Shar, I don't know where you was at, what state that was in, but here it don't work like that. And like I said, she was on the system. The court did not make him pay a thing.
Well, you know what, Carla, you're absolutely right. I just said, if the parents have worked it out on their own, they don't automatically do it, because obviously the mother's going to say, hey, I don't need any help. My baby daddy is taking care of this. It's only when they ask them to allot for how much they're paying. If that woman is getting assistance, and of course they don't need to have a double assistance, she would say, look, he's giving my child $135 a week.
The woman was getting assistance, and the husband still wasn't put on child support.
I just said if they are getting help, they don't need to go into the system, period. The only time social services does that, everyone in the whole world that's listening, we have so many listeners now, they only do it if you're not getting help, you haven't worked it out on your own. The whole idea is that the government is saying be responsible. I just don't like the fact that I feel like it's a prison for a lot of black men, because at some point they can never get out of it. They have to work 2 and 3 jobs, end up going to prison because they stole something just to make sure they could break their back to pay for all the babies they're having. But I don't feel the system is right. I feel like it keeps them down.
But my question is, how is that a prison for the black man when he's the one having the freaking baby?
Right.
He's having the baby.
Y'all are not here. Do you know? Okay, listen. Do you know how much child support is on average? They should not go to prison, is what I'm saying. If they can't pay for each and every child every single month, it should be worked out among the parents, not the system. That's what I'm saying.
If you can't pay for children, don't
quit having them.
That's all.
Okay, but we can't cry over spilt milk. We can't cry over spilt milk. Does that constitute prison, though? That's what I'm saying.
Everybody know where babies come from, so that's no excuse. I mean, these men, I mean, I understand where you're coming from a degree, but there are plenty of men out here that choose not to support their child. They choose to live this lavish lifestyle and not support their child, and then they want to blame the woman because they're going to jail. Take care of your responsibility. Now, for any man that's out there that's busting his butt every day, working 2 or 3 jobs, taking care of their child and sending money, and they got to go through this, then kudos to them. I feel for them. But all these rest of these men, no, that ain't no excuse. Prisons are filled with a whole bunch of deadbeat dads because they choose to be deadbeats.
But what about for 20 years? But for 20 years, you're working 3 and 4 jobs, trying to take care of 3, 4, or 5 kids. No, it's 18 years. The average child is 18 years.
You take care of a kid till you die. And then even after that, you better have something left over for your children after you die. You decided to have children. That's a lifetime
deal. But you're legally responsible for your child until they're at least 18. That's my point. That's almost 20 years per child. That's what I'm saying.
You're responsible for your child until your last breath.
Right. And I hate when people say that, too. When a child gets 18 years old, you may not be, in people's mind, they feel like, well, I'm not financially responsible. If your child is in their 20s and they need something for you, or even if they go to college and they need your help, you're going to tell me you're going to cut them off because now they're 18? That's ridiculous. And like I said, everybody know where babies come from. So,
in my
I'm 37. I still call my mom.
No, 18.
No. If my son asks me for $30 today, I'll wire it to him. Y'all not understanding me. I'm just saying, generally speaking, they're grown after 18. According to our law, our social system, of course you still, as a parent, extend a hand if they need it. I'm just saying that Each father is legally, morally responsible legally until for at least 18 years. As a matter of fact, it stops. It cuts off at that point. It cuts off. Child support cuts off when that child turns an legal adult. They're done. But if you have more than one child,
thanks for calling in. Continue listening to us, and don't be a
caller.
stranger.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
All right. Shar, and this is something Logic and I were actually having a conversation about, and we were going to have a show on it, but I want to bring it up now. This is to you, Shar. This is another problem in the black community, blaming the government for everything except what black people need to blame the government for. You having a child, not being able to afford the child, and then being put in jail when you know that's what's going to happen, being put in jail because you can't pay your child support, is not the government putting shackles on black people. This happens to white people too, Mexicans, whatever. This happens to everybody who can't pay their child support. It is not the government's problem. You keep having children, that's not their problem that you can't afford it. If you can't afford it, you know you're not in a good job to be able to afford a child, or you don't want to give some bum woman money, don't have a child. You don't have to have sex. Nobody's forcing you to have sex. Whether you take precautions, condoms, she says she's on the pill, whatever. You know condoms are 99% accurate or whatever. Birth control is only if the woman, you have to take her her word for it that she's on birth control. And that even if she is and she's trustworthy and she is on birth control, that's still 99% accurate. There's that 1% margin of error. You know what's 100% accurate? I don't think if you're in 10 miles away, she's in her house, you're in your house, I don't think that sperm's going to jump out and get into her. So what's 100% accurate is not having sex.
Okay, but statistically,
don't have children. Nobody forces you to have sex.
The black community statistically are not with their children. Latino communities, for example, will live within the household 2 and 3 and 4 generations with their children in the household.
If you're
in the black community, we're not there for our children.
If you get with a woman that's rolling her neck and being like, I could be a mama and a daddy, I don't need nobody, then maybe
she don't have a choice. She may not have a choice.
Number two, if you're getting with a woman that's disrespecting the mess out of you, that you know you can't take it, don't have a kid with her. Number three,
you keep crying over spilled milk. When it's done, it's done.
Don't have a kid with her. You keep saying what's done is done, but you're bringing up stupid points.
No, they're not stupid points. Statistically, they're not stupid points. Where are the black men in the household? That's why I said black man, and so that's why I said imprisonment. That's why I said the black community, because other cultures stay with their children more than we do.
After women just to have sex without actually getting to know the women, and then they have children with that woman. That is their fault.
Kai, you're going back to a precursor of the problem. What about the fact that when the problem happens, how to deal with it, and then it happens over and over again as a community? That's my concern.
It starts at the precursor to the problem. You don't try to fix the problem when the problem is there.
Your idea is not making a difference.
Eliminate the problem in the first place. You keep trying to say this is happening to hold the black man down. The black man is making their own stupid choices.
Hold the black man down.
Okay, but my point is, so therefore, why is the punishment? It does not fit the crime. I don't think it fits the crime. How is it going to fix anything?
The crime. You know that if you pay for this kid that you decided to have, you're going to jail. If you're dumb enough not to follow the law, if you're dumb enough to still have a kid and not pay for it,
say something. Roger, can't you say something right now? I know you can say something to jump in there. Come on. For crying out loud. And BJ really.
Excuse me? BJ really? Yeah, that's how you say it.
Shut up, BJ.
No, BJ takes care of his kids. I don't even know why I asked him. You know what? Never mind. Logic, can you say something? Because at least I think like you have a certain point of view.
So hard on this. I don't even know.
Because it's true. It is true. And you know what's so funny about it? I'm not even part of the statistic. I'm not even part of it. But I see so many other people in the world and in my life and just over time that are going through exactly the same thing in the black community. And it really does disturb me. It is an epidemic. It is. We are not raising our children.
Let me pull a logic. let me ask you a logical question. Whose fault is it that if you see that when you're with a bum bitch in the first place, that you decide to then have a child with that woman, and of course she pulls a bum bitch move and says, I don't need no man in my life, whatever race you are, and now she breaks up with you or cheats on you, and now you're stuck with the child support bill. Whose fault is that in the first place? Are you going to blame the government for that?
That would be the guy.
The
guy's fault for
dumping in that chick like he didn't know she was a bum.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shar?
Now listen, in that statement, I'm not saying that it's right that these chicks can fleece these dudes like this and just get a superstar paycheck
by doing nothing.
Exactly. I don't agree with that.
Spreading their legs. I think that's crazy. And I think you should be able to, realistically call her a prostitute if she tries to do that. You know, you got women that try to act like, how could you say that? She's a prostitute. She used sex to get her money and her lifestyle increased. That's a prostitute. Now, that being said, Tyrese or Jatrice, who lives in the hood, or Redneck Earl from Trailer Park, or, you know, Vashni Beebeldab from Pakistan, whoever it is that smashes some chick that doesn't care anything about them, or at least she does like what this broad is doing with Steph Curry. She shows up in the most sluttiest slut attire, you know, licking her lips, and you could tell she's hunting, and that's a honeypot right there. She's trying to trap you. If you fall for that, you smash this chick, and you dumping her, you deserve every moment of getting raked over the coals. That is your fault. It's not the trap. It's not a coalition of evil white men sitting together thinking about how to bring the downfall of black men across the... That's a stupid idiot making a dumb decision with a hooah. That's all it is. So the bottom line, stay away from hooahs. And it's the same thing with women. If you meet some guy up in the club and he doesn't really have anything going in life except having sex with women, you know, don't fall for the fire hose and the slacks. You know, he may be able to have sex. I heard this one comedian chick, she said the funniest thing. She said, unemployed sex is sex you're ever going to have. That guy that doesn't have anything going on in life, that's a bum, that's going to be the best sex you probably ever have. Because a grown man that's working or has a career or a plan or a goal is not going to have time to be sitting up there blowing your back out every night. It's not going to happen. That's a fantasy that you're talking about right now. So you have to be smarter. If you're dealing with some dude that's saying all the right things and he's over the age of 29 and he doesn't have a girl, and talking about he never found the right one yet, and he's been looking, especially if he is in his 40s, and he's saying that, or his late 30s, I just never met the right. That is a whore. Run for the hills, young lady, because that's a whore you're talking to right there. No, he's telling you what you want to hear, and now all of a sudden, the idiot in your mind is saying, I'm special. I'm the first one that he wanted to take serious. And he's going to say everything you want to hear. You the first girl that ever made me feel. Blah, 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 blah. I'm telling you right now.
So easy.
I said this a long time ago. You want to weed him out? You tell him on the first date, listen, by the way, I'm not going to have sex with you. It's going to take you at least 17 months to see one stitch of my, coochie crease. It's going to take at least that, because that's what I'm going to do from now on. 17 months. Now, that could be a complete lie. You may have plans on having sex with him 3 months down the line. But you have to, on the first date, let him know it ain't happening. Because of whatever's happened to me, you're not doing it. Now, I still want you to show me the same attention, and we will eventually get there if you prove yourself. But I'm just letting you know from the jump, I'm not kissing you. I'm not touching you. I'm not doing anything that's going to get you by. I want you to put that time into me and court me. I know that's a very old school term for a lot of you young girls. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know what that word even means. But yeah, I still want you to court me, like I mean something in your future.
Damn.
See how quick he calls you back.
Never.
He's going to try to call you bluff. He's going to keep, trying to steer the conversation in a sexual direction and stuff like that.
I saw a clip from a show. So the guy was like, I guess they got off their date, and the guy was like, so can I come up and talk? And she was like, you can come up. She said, but I just want to let you know I'm a virgin, so we're going to be talking. And he said, oh, you're a virgin? She said, yes. He said, well, I guess we're not going upstairs. I guess I won't be talking tonight then. I was like, wow.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Well, that one night stand, that first night.
Let me tell you why that's not going to work though. Because if you tell a guy he's a virgin, all that means is he's going to be the first one to smash you, as far as he's concerned.
And she'll, man.
Well,
so
she
he's
let
not
him
going to
know
look
that
at
they were talking, and I guess based on the fact that she's still a virgin at like almost 30, he realized that talking actually means talking.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Listen to me. See, Kai, you're falling victim to your female brain. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter because number one, he's going to think number one, you're lying. You're not a virgin. And number two, if it turns out that you are, some way he finds out, all he's going to look at that as a conquest to a trophy.
Yeah, he conquered.
I'm going to be the first one to break this in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That is definitely a rite of passage for a man.
So you just made yourself a mark.
Yeah. Virgin.
I'm telling you, and this is why I laugh when I hear women say, I don't need no guys to help me out, or you have no idea how men think. No clue how men really think.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
I haven't found the right one yet.
You haven't found the right what, DJ?
Oh my God. Nothing. Anyways.
DJ.
Next.
What?
No,
I was looking for like some kind of music in the background. Where's our side effects?
Why did
come to Las Vegas.
And music.
Follow-up question.
I'm going to Las Vegas. I won't go.
Anyways, nobody agrees with Shar. Everybody that's been texting in.
That's shocking. It's really shocking. It's really shocking.
I don't know how that's shocking.
You know what I find? You know what? Let me pose this question because I was talking tonight earlier about this, and listen to the women. If a man, I might have asked this question, but if a man loves you, but he had a bad experience in a marriage before, but he's a great guy. He's a great guy. Yeah, but he tells you, I don't want to get married, according to the state, but I do want to have a ceremony with you because I do want to spend the rest of my life with you, and I have this ring that I want to give you, and the ring is a stunner. It's a, how you like me now type ring. You know what I mean? That cousin that you hate that's always doing her thing. You can just drop that one on the table and she'll just give you your props. That kind of ring, right? He gives you that and says also, I'm going to put in my will that you get my house, that you take care of any funeral expenses if I happen to, die, and I'm putting a life insurance policy in your name. So you're taken care of.
Can I also just legally change my last name?
Wait a minute. You're going to be ditched, and you can change your last name to his legally if you want, but it's just not going to be through the marriage certificate. He doesn't want to do that anymore. Damn. Will you still feel that that's your husband?
Wow.
I mean, you went through all the steps except getting the government involved.
That's a good question. Dang.
Well, no, because, I mean, you went through all the steps except getting the government involved. Then you were married.
What is the crack? Kevin McGahern here. We've got a big, sweaty summer of laughs coming up just for you. Search Vodafone Centre Stage, where we're giving away loads of comedy tickets, plus we've videos of me and other funny feckers throughout the summer. Bye now.
Okay.
That's how I look at it.
Okay.
Shar.
All right, Shar.
Star's quiet. Let's hear what's going on in Shar world.
I didn't really quite understand. I just didn't understand. You gave it to girl, but I didn't get it.
Logic, what that means. Listeners, let me
wait a minute. Shar,
let me translate this.
That I just
Logic, let me translate this.
I don't know what I was missing, but
let me translate this. Hold on.
Okay.
No, hold on. Let me translate to Logic and all the rest of the listeners. I didn't really understand means I was watching TV, drinking wine, and probably talking to whoever's sitting next to me right now and not listening to a crappy thing that you were saying because it wasn't about Shar. I didn't hear my name mentioned once. I'm a superstar, and why do I have to listen to you? So,
that's actually not true.
That up so I can,
that's actually not true. If you guys want to know, what happened. No, if you guys want to know what happened, I received 2 text messages from 2 people that said they wanted to call in and to support what I was saying, because so many people in the world do agree with what I said about this child support theory, and they were shocked. They were shocked that no one agreed with me.
I want to put something out there.
That's where, and I'm getting these text messages.
Hey, y'all, she got 2 text messages and couldn't follow what Logic says. I got about 25 text messages and still follow what all of y'all said.
They're in disagreement with the previous topic.
I understand that, but I'm saying
so guess what? They're going to call. I'm going to have them call back next week.
I have all our listeners talking to me on the back end, but I can still follow the show. Amazing.
Sure. Answer Logic's question. You got to. That's a good question.
I can't answer.
But I missed it because people are texting me because they're upset about how no one supported the theory that I just supported.
Send them the show's number for them to text.
Oh God.
Again, they will do so next week. We're about to go off the air in 3 minutes, but please, can someone give me the condensed version?
What you should do is send the show number so they can text us, and we will read it on air.
Gotcha. Condensed version of what Logic was saying. I'd like to give it a really quick thumbs up answer. Go ahead. Condensed version. I heard some of it. I just didn't quite follow it.
Did you basically just clap your hands and expect me to dance like a monkey? I'm not going through everything I did.
Oh, absolutely I did. Absolutely I did. You're welcome to.
Wow.
I mean,
I could be a court jester if you like.
How can you do that in a quick
Logic?
moment?
It's not happening.
Anyway, Logic, to answer your question from a woman's standpoint, since the other woman was being too woman to listen to what the guy was saying, I think it's a marriage. You just didn't get the government involved. You left all your stuff to her. You had the ceremony, so you're not hiding her from anybody. She can change her last name if she wants. She has the ring. She has everything. It's just the government's not in it. So
it's not paper, right?
You know what? We should put that question on our
that's
our
a
page.
good question. Yeah.
Our page.
See what a lot of women say about that.
Yeah, that's about it.
I'll put that question up. You can go to our Facebook relationship group for relationship question and answers on Facebook, and I'll have that question on there. And if you want to chime in, go ahead and put your opinion on there. What were you going to say, Logic? We have like a minute and a half.
Well, if I can read it, that'll be amazing. I can actually read it. I can read everything you just said, Logic.
Shut up. Logic's trying to say something.
I was just saying most women didn't agree with that when I said.
Yeah,
most women didn't what?
Right.
I said most women didn't agree that was they were the wife in that case.
They wanted the
really?
paper.
Nobody actually texted in, so I didn't get any answers, so I have no idea. We're actually going to put that online to see what happens, and we're going to ask that show that question at the beginning of next show. We'll tackle that. See what answers we get. It'll be interesting if most women didn't agree, because then I want to know why you're not agreeing. You're basically married. Anyway, so we're going to answer Logic's question next show, as well as why would a woman have a one-night stand with the buff guy but marry the guy with the dad bod, quote unquote. And we will see you next week right here on No Conduct Radio.
Wow.
Thank you for joining us. Check out music by K. Charles. Peace out, everyone.
Song, by the way, K. Charles. Yeah, I'm going to check it out. Everyone have a great week. Signing off from Las Vegas. I loved my day. I hope you did too. Peace out.
I'm coming to Vegas. I'm coming to Vegas to cause commotion.
Come as soon as you want to. I'll be waiting.
I can't do
Goodbye
it.
now. Goodbye.